This playthrough of Final Fantasy XII, The Zodiac Age, will contain profanity, profound statements, and lots of spoilers. I suggest only viewing if you are mature enough. Welcome to another episode of Final Fantasy XII. So I was a bit silly, I'm going to say, in my last episode because I didn't actually get to explore the primary tank complex. Now, apart from the fact that I found an interesting armor piece or two, I realized that this chest here, which I'll just bring it up here, we're up definitely in the south east section of the primary tank complex in the Ogre Yansa Sensei. Here's the spell Reflect. So I sort of forgot where that was, and so I just wanted to show that off just in case I yeah, look, it's just one of those things where I was like, you know what, Reflect can be a pretty useful spell at times, and so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to show it off. I know some people like to use Reflect, personally I'm not a big fan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to the save point and we'll continue on with this episode. So now we're back where I wanted to start this episode. We did get the Iritan flower last episode and did the quest, which I enjoyed the shit out of. It was fun, I'm not gonna lie. I definitely do like taking on some of the little side quests in here. Not worth taking on these little ones. What we're gonna do in this episode is hopefully get to King Raithwall's tomb. It's fuck it. We'll kill that one. It deserves to die. We're gonna get to King Raithwall's tomb, hopefully take on the entire section. I'm not too sure how well I'm gonna go, mostly because there is, what, 3 bosses in that area? Where we're going? Yeah, let's go up this way. Not the way I usually go, but I don't think it matters. Oh, insta-kill, so good. So good. Yeah, it's a case of, I made a comment on Reflect, right? Reflect to me is one of my least favorite spells, and there's a good reason for it. Mostly because this is in Final Fantasy IX. In Final Fantasy IX, there's an ability that lets you to use Reflect X2 with Vivi, which doubles your reflect damage. Right, so what you do is you end up casting some weak-ass spell on your party like Fire. You have everyone with auto-reflect, and then you end up bouncing it back for like 6,000 damage on like the highest level enemies. And so it's like, what, 4 to 6 MP for 6,000 damage? Like, it's awesome, right? And Reflect is really, really useful that way, especially when you have auto abilities that make it so your healers can bypass Reflect, which is super, super useful, right? There's no other way to put that. But it's a case of that is in this game. Yes, you can bypass Reflect with with equipment, but that isn't as common as I'd like to believe, and it is a shame. And so what that does is, if you were to have Reflect set up, it's not there. Double check about skill and balance. Okay, so that's another. It's definitely not a good spell in my opinion. Or a good technique, in my opinion. Oh shit, that's a Mega Bomb. I know that's a rare game. You know what, we'll kill all the enemies around it, that way I don't have to get ambushed from behind. I wonder if it... Yeah, it's still there, awesome. Loot does disappear, by the way. Damn it, we'll take on this Mum Bomb just quickly. She does have steel. I know. Holy shit. Okay, so there's 2 things going on here. I just want to pause so I can talk about it. One is certain enemies, when you attack them, they do chip damage back to you proportional to the damage you deal to it. Entities are like this. Some bosses are, and some rare game are. And so that's why every time you see... okay, so I haven't set up the gambit, so I'm going to do that just because I completely forgot about it. So this is one thing I do like to do, is when my foe has a status of Reflect, have my black mage attack it. Unless I have someone with Dispel. I know it seems really, really weird. But it's... Mega Bomb is so dead. Couldn't steal. Seriously? I'm afraid it might use Explosion on me. Okay. I'm so disappointed that I couldn't actually steal from that. I don't have the Thieves' Cuffs. Ugh. That's alright. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, so back to what I was saying with the Reflect. It means that in this game, unless you want to have a healer specifically equipped an item that allows to pierce Reflect, which I don't recommend. And I mean, your Black Mage can do it, but I mean, you could just easily use Dispel. And since I don't have Dispel yet, it's a bit, yeah. There are items to compensate, like Dispel motes. I think I've even used one. I know I do have them. Yeah, I have 6 of them. And so it's a case of it's not really worth me using a Dispel mode on ordinary enemies. And if I'm going up against bosses, I honestly don't want to even waste my time with with using a Dispel mode solely because a lot of enemies will just keep casting Dispels back. And so Reflect, when it's on even on your party members, including your enemies, it's such a double-edged sword, both for healing and for damage. Oh, damn it. Yeah, look at that. They all die slowly. Both for healing and DPS. And that's why it's like, well, is it really worth it? And the answer to me is no, because you can easily just counter it with Dispel. And if you want to reflect enemies' magic attack, especially high-level bosses, they're just... don't do that. They're just going to absorb it anyway, so... Come on. So this is why we came up here. This is super important here in Simoon's Bluff. An embroidered tippet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to equip it to party member. You can... And now I'm just going to leave it on him until he outscales the others by a few levels, and then I'll just swap it to another character and do that. And do that one at a time until every party member can equip the embroidered tippet. So essentially I've just increased my rate of experience up by about 33%. Awesome. Which is pretty good, honestly. There is nothing else up this point, just so you're aware. There's no other secret items. I'm just doing it because I sort of want to just grind a little bit and show off the area. So another thing about this area is if you go up a little bit more north, this is actually where... Why did I do that? If you go into the Clan Primer and go to the hunt, this hunt, the Scream in the Sky, for the Wyvern Lord actually spawns. Which is one of the reasons why I didn't want to start the hunt, is because I didn't want it to spawn while I was running around here. I mean, seriously. Oh, that's right. I can't use magic. I don't have anything that's good against Earth. Yeah. Again, back on to Reflect. Reflect against the bosses. It's a Wyvern. Not as bad. I'm pretty sure I could actually take it on with relative ease, honestly. Okay, let's not say we did. I don't want to get ambushed by the Boboli. They would be annoying. Look at that. Vent stuff. Cool. Yeah, there is treasure up here. So when you go up against high-level bosses, for example, what's a good one? Let's slow this down. Mostly because I'm not sure if I can take it on so easily. Oh, yeah, I guess I can. I'm guessing Aqua's just wrecking the crap out of it. Awesome. Firestone. Like Ultima, for example. If you reflect a holy spell against her, she's going to heal. And so low level enemies reflect is not worth dispelling because you can just out DPS with basic damage, and against high level enemies it's not worth it because you can just you have the potential to heal them, and that's one of the reasons why I genuinely don't like the reflect so much. It's pretty easy like to get rid of though, to dispel against your enemies, and it's not really so useful on your own party. What else are we doing? Okay, so we're up hey, look at this guy. Still one in the reaches. Alright, time to go up. There's a bird who wants to decimate you. Awesome. So I can actually buy better weapons here. Awesome. Oh, the chopper is good. Sirius is good. Longbow is great. Ugh. I might as well stop. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to... Oh, yeah, we'll get rid of the Vega. Probably just... I have gotten a fair few random items, that's for sure, just from drops. Is I wanted to get rid of... what do we call it? Waterstone, green liquid, and I think it's the Ensei scale. That allows me to get a aqua shot for Fran, because obviously she's the what do you call it? She's the chick that uses the guns here, and those few things allow you to get is it Rain of Tears? A Vega, a patch of water shot, which is going to be good for an upcoming boss. Longbow. That's going to be good for this boss. Sirius is going to be also good for this coming boss, and I think Chopper. Yes. Even though I do really like Thing, so yes, give that to him. I'm not going to worry too much about magic resist at this point. Windbreaker, not really worth upgrading. Heavy coat, yeah, not really worth it. Who doesn't have good armor? Not that many enemies use yeah, it's not worth it. Not worth it just yet. Damn it. Not that many enemies are going to be casting high level magic yet, so I'm not going to worry about it. Let's take him out. Let's keep Penelo in. Let's put Fran in. So this is going to be a bit of an interesting fight. It's actually against a boss. Yeah. So you can sort of understand why I don't like Reflect as much. Now don't get me wrong, Reflect is still useful, and if you like it, you know, teach their own. It's just not my thing. And so I think Shell is much worse in this game. Yeah, she's got potion lore, that's right. And Penelo. Come on, use it. Awesome. So this boss is going to be a hell of a lot easier than past bosses, solely because I don't care for saving. So you walk straight into a boss here, which I think is pretty good, honestly. It's not a bad boss. Nice little cutscene. So I probably won't do this one at ×4 speed. I just think it would be foolish to do so at ×4 speed. So I'm pretty sure it's weak to blind. So if you hadn't noticed, everyone here... needle. Awesome. So it's, yeah, now that it's blind, I don't even have to worry. I can just... Oh, what am I doing? 50 damage, what the actual? Oh, 500 damage, that is... Okay, so Pinello... Actually, I wonder if I can use Arrow, because Arrow would do just so much damage to it. Oh man, that's brutal. I'm not going to change up gambits just for this one fight. 1,000 damage, oh that is just... Okay, so yeah, I decimated that fight way easier than it should have been. Way easier. But that's because I used blind. Super easy strat, honestly. That was, yeah, that was so good, honestly. That was hands down an amazing fight for what, you know, it could have been. Oh, that's for sure. The Ancient Device is awesome.
Long ago, the gods granted their favor to King Raithwall, who would oversee the subjugation of a vast territory spanning from Mordalia to Valendia. Here he forged the Galtean alliance. Though he is called the Dynast King, upon establishing the alliance he demonstrated compassion for his people and disdain for needless war, a philosophy passed on to his successors, one that would bring peace and prosperity for hundreds of years to follow. It was during this time of peace that the city-states of Arcadia and Rosaria, each members of Raithwall's alliance, took root and flourished. Raithwall left 3 relics signifying descent from the Dynast King. Of these, the Midlight Shard was given to what would become House Nabradia, and the Dusk Shard to my ancestors, the founders of Dalmasca. The last of these relics was the Dawn Shard. It remained hidden here, known only to those of royal blood.
As though the Dynast King foresaw the very plight before us now.
None save descendants of the king are suffered within. If we attempt to enter without proof of such lineage...
There's no guarantee we'll make it out alive. Vicious beasts, fiendish traps, something like that?
Mm-hmm. But you must consider the prize. The Dawn Shard lies within, and Raithwall's treasure.
And there was I, thinking this was going to be hard.
Honestly, the treasure is frickin' amazing. Nah, not really. I don't even like it, but you need it. It's part of the story later on. Killed the Avion, blah blah blah. More blah blah blah. Heavy Lance, Lahengrin, Healing Rod, yeah. Magician Belt. Let's buy one anyway. Nope. Leather Gorget, Steel Gorget. There is just nothing truly worth my time here. Which is a shame. Let's go back to... Ooh. Yeah, we'll go back to this formation. I'm pretty lazy when it comes to my formation, that's for sure. So, this is the part of the game that I get a little bit, for lack of words, butthurt about. Mostly because I don't think it's possible to take on the first of these 2 bosses straight away. Like, I've never done it. I'm going to try it here. I sort of don't want to, though, because I feel as if I'm just going to get killed. Which would be a little more embarrassing than what I'm used to. What was that thing? It's a contraption you'll find in all but most rudimentary ancient ruins. One touch and you're whisked off to, you know, who knows where. The final points of the operation eludes me, but the handle the same. Cool. Yeah, teleporting stuff, super annoying. So let's take this guy on. I'm not we're gonna have to change up the gambits for Pinello. Or we can give her another one and not have to worry about it. So the reason why I'm not up in the gambits at this point is because I want to save them for after this place. Arrow. Oops, I should go to activate it. So I'm pretty certain this is the stronger party of the two, which is why I'm going to use them. I think Vaughn would probably be stronger, or as strong as Barsh at this point. But, yeah, I'm not really that phased by it. Demon Wall's fucking annoying, eh?
Fight or run? We better decide fast.
So let's take it off times. Okay, so we couldn't steal from the Demon Wall. Okay, so I'm not sure I can take this on. Okay, I'm actually doing alright damage. Against casting silence. Let's make sure she has her Rose Corsage. I'm doing nice damage. I just don't think it's enough. Telegar. Okay, so Penella's in the void. She can't do shit anymore. Let's go back. Which is a shame. Yeah, I don't think I can take this on. That's super annoying. Super annoying. It's a darn shame. Yeah, I just don't think I can out DPS it. That's alright. That's alright. I'll come back later. Not in this episode, but maybe the next one to show it off. Or in one of the following episodes. Yeah, I honestly knew that I couldn't take it on. It was a bit foolish of me to actually even attempt it, because now I can't use Pinello in this fight, and she would have been much more useful.
The wall comes, we must be quick. Together we can bring it down.
Yeah, Pinello definitely would have been more useful in this fight. Okay, so he's doomed, which is fucking annoying. Okay, let's see if I can make it. Gold Needle, that is. Okay, what have we got? Altar Contraption, read the inscription. These words have been left by tomb watchers. Wakes in its flame, follow their shadow. Ne'er staying. Fucking. What have we got? Demon War halts its advance. So this is definitely an easier fight than the other one, honestly. Let's read. Nothing happens. Okay, so. The thing is, I'd like to inflict random shit. Chain magic, that's annoying. But Telegraph, fucking Barsh cast into the void. Oh, we can use Pinello again. Fuck that, using Pinello. Yeah, that's alright. Yeah, so you can tell this one is significantly easier. It annoys the absolute fuck out of me that I can't take on that one. So there's a point to taking it on. You can actually get a Demon's Bane a little earlier. It's a pretty decent sword for where you are here, if you can actually finish it. Now, look at that. You can never have too much victory fanfare, that's for sure. Nah, I'll admit it, I'm butthurt that I can't take on that Demon Wall so quickly. Varna's dead, so it's not a problem for me. What I'll do is I will have to... I'm not sure if Barsh is actually available. I'll double check. So I'm pretty sure this is the place where you actually get the spell, which is super useful, honestly. You can actually see treasures just lying in this place already, which is alright. It should be pretty easy to go and get them.
Incredible. It wounds me to look on as they pillage so solemn a place.
Yet without help, you and I are as nothing. Is this not so? He thinks ever and always on his own profit. Assure him of it and he shall remain true to our cause.
I do not share your majesty's trust.
We will continue this later. Now we should concern ourselves with finding the Dawn Shard. It sleeps in waiting, somewhere deep within.
How can you be certain?
I can hear its call.
If that's not creepy, I don't know what would be. Cool. He's already doomed, but that bothers me not. Awesome. Don't like the fact that they just give you the urn here. It's a bit cheap, honestly. Yay, look. Area complete. Yay. So that takes us back. These we can't activate yet, but they will take us to side passages. Now, this is going to be really, really... Well, you know what? I won't bother. There's a... What I can do is I can poach these for an item. Oops, forgot about that. Let's take that off. It's a case of it'll allow me to get the fire arrows, which you can. I think it's a crooked fang and fire arrows, and it allows me to get the firestone and a crooked fang. Will allow me to get the fire arrows. Now the fire arrows aren't like the most. Come on, let me for the lubber. Vanish. Okay, that's an interesting spell. It'll allow me to get the crooked fang and the firestone. Will let me get the fire arrows, which they're going to be useful in a upcoming boss fight, and maybe about 7 bosses time. Knew that was coming. Haste mode. Nah, not worth it. Definitely not worth it. Awesome. Eye drops. Definitely a lot of random shit here. Awesome. Awesome. A lot of things to kill, that's for sure. Wow. That's annoying. Gambits. I wonder if I have enough potions left. 15. Stuff it will use high potion then. Cool. I'm hoping I'm going the right way. Yeah, I am. So that will teleport me back, but I'm not going to do it. You got to activate both jewels on both sides. That goes down halfway, and then the full way. You get ambushed by the liches, which is super annoying. Oil. Oh. So it hasn't come up yet, but oil is, in my opinion, the most annoying spell in the entire game. Not because it's like it does that much, it just makes fire damage, it just ups fire damage. And you may think, oh, that's not that big a deal, but trust me, it is a huge deal. In fact, there's an entire strategy revolving around it, where you use the burning bow, ardor, and oil. It's one of the most damaging combos in the game, with the archer red battle mage, which I'm not gonna. Well, I mean, I could do it. I don't tend to do it because, personally, for me, it doesn't make that much sense. Not that it's not strong. Like, don't get me wrong. It's a really, really strong combo. But it's a case of think about the enemies, right? If an enemy resists fire, is immune to fire, or absorbs fire, the combo doesn't work. So you're left in a situation where you're sort of not in a particularly good spot, and then that's what you're relying on, right? Now, if it's just like a small part of the combo, sure. Like, don't get me wrong, there are many things you can do, many ways you could do it. 19. No, we're gonna change this up. He's about to die. Let's go Balthea. Let's go back to Bar. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, so it's a case of it's not really the Summon Call like doing. Not because it's not strong, but I mean it's just that it has a certain caveat, right? Obviously, it just has a fairly simple weakness. But there's also something that I haven't stated on that before, is oil, right? If a boss immune to oil or an enemy is immune to oil, the combo doesn't work anyway. So it's like, yeah, it's not like it's ideal. Don't get me wrong, I still think it's strong. I can't deny that it's actually really, really strong. Seriously? Yeah. I just don't think it is the best combo. It may be the highest single damage output, but yeah. So personally, I prefer the Knights with Bushi. I personally think that's a better pairing. Or Knight White Mage, it doesn't matter which one it is, honestly. And the reason is because you get Excalibur and the White Robes. That allows you to decimate undead enemies. Now, if you were to compare, say, enemies weak to fire compared to enemies that are weak to holy, more in the late game, in the harder areas, there's more enemies weak to holy than anything else. That's just the way it is. So it's a case of, why would I rather do a... I'm not going to say a mediocre combo. It's strong. Like, it's very strong. It's just... there are other more useful things. Especially if you can just go in and one-shot everything. Anyway, and it requires no setup. It's just... oh, fuck. That's annoying. Whatever is the charge time for your attack. Don't get me wrong, you could even faith up the combo for the Battle Mage combo, and it'd do even more damage. The thing is, you don't have to combo it up with oil for the flame stuff. Flame stuff 34. Oh, that is so good. Licenses. Yes, I am giving her flame stuff. It gives potency fire. Storm stuff, I think, gives potency electricity. Glacial staff is potency ice. I don't remember what golden staff does. Judicious staff and cloud staff, I'm not sure either. I know they're strong. And then staff of Maggie, I think buffs like ice, wind, and holy. So yeah, it is like super, super strong. Where are we going? This way. Oh, what am I doing? I didn't even equip it. Buffs her magic up even further. 50 magic. Fuck. I wonder she's doing so much damage. That's awesome. Absolutely legendary. Oh, actually, what am I doing? That's what I should have been doing. That's for certain. Oh well, look at that. Getting wrecked for sure. Treasure, high potion. Gil. Yeah, well, it's not worth it. That's alright. Oh. I know Vosla's just leveling up. He is so high level. Yeah, 23. Fuck hell. That's alright. It could be much, much worse. Actually, I don't remember anything giving you the ability to be immune from oil. Maybe you don't find a spell here. I feel silly because I don't remember. It's been such a long time. Zombie mages with their freaking magic. Cool. We didn't go this way. Honestly, I am just doing this for levels. Awesome. It's a shame they don't have insta-kill. That would be super, super convenient. Stole money. Honestly, you don't steal money often enough from enemies, I reckon. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd be pretty butthurt if it was the standard, solely because who wants to steal money when you could steal loot? Yeah, look at that. No item, that's a shame. Damn shame. Oil. So all I'm gonna do now is go back out to the save point, heal, and then is it that way? Alright, hello. Forgot about these things. So annoying. Was it this way? Yeah, it was this way. Dispel. I knew it. Knew it was somewhere. No, I'll set it later. Dispel is one of those things where so many enemies you just walk around against just will have a random buff, right? And sometimes they have shell or protect, and it's a case of you don't really need to dispel it. It'd just be a waste of time because you kill it so quickly. This one will take us back to the start. That's convenient. Fucking hell. This boss is going to be super, super easy. And the main reason it's going to be super easy is because I'm under the impression it's weak to water, which is the only reason why I bothered to go get Vega and the Aqua Shot, even though I already have a Vega from the Bazaar. I'm pretty sure from the playthrough, I think the Gears of Rabbits have the water stone. The slime in the Zertanen caverns has the green liquid, and what was the other one? The dorsal fin? Or the dorsal scale? You can get them from the Yensa, the fish. And that is the ingredients. Doesn't matter which one you pick, by the way. The secret entrance isn't on the map, so you just go in the direction where there is nothing. I'm pretty sure they won't spawn. Wrong button. Yeah, just down this way. Oh, maybe it was on the map. There are a few items that I want to run around and get here. I think there's an elixir somewhere. And I love my elixirs.
Fog? Underground?
Not fog. Mist.
You can see the mist with your eyes?
Where it is thick enough, you may. The nether runs deep in this place.
So, is the mist dangerous?
Yes, but it is also an aid. A dense mist allows the working of powerful magics.
I'll keep that in mind. Can't count on Vaughn to keep track of these things. That's for sure.
So, one of the things that, I won't lie, sort of does annoy me, and it doesn't annoy me a lot, is not the mist itself. I think the mist in this game is one of the coolest visual effects in a Final Fantasy Bloodsword. Yeah, look at that, Bloodsword. But the thing that annoys me the most, more than anything else, is the fact that there is no buff for magic in Mist. Like, it doesn't tell you there's a buff, or there's no indication that there is one, which would have been a really, really cool aspect of this game. It's so disappointing. Not really. Like, honestly, enemies in the Mist generally are so damn strong you just get wrecked by them anyway. Oh. That is the boss. I think it's Abellus the Gigas. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. He shouldn't be insanely difficult. I know there's treasure chests around here. There is, gem. Yeah, you guys can have that. I'm getting treasure. Oh, Shades of Black. Forgot that there was a spell there. And an elixir. Yeah, she's doing a lot more damage than everybody else. Saber. So this fight is pretty much in the bag. If I had, you know what, just because, I'll get rid of Barn and put in Penello. And we'll watch how fast this goes down. Yeah, so, Greater Barrier. So, Protected Shell. Dispel it. Oh fuck, he's doing fucking Forager. Fucking enemies, man. So, yeah. Fucking enemies. Only because I'm gonna die in a second. Oh, fuck yes. So, fire on oil is just gonna do so much damage, it's not funny. But thankfully, he will die relatively quickly at this point. I don't know why he's targeting fucking Balthea, man. It's so annoying. Go away, stop being shit. Oh yeah, you're fucked. Hey, eat a dick. Eat a dick. So I genuinely put Penello in to speed that fight up. I knew what his weakness was, and that's why I tried to exploit it. And tried to show you how to exploit it, so... Belias, the Gigas?
In vain glory they arose, shouting challenges at the gods, but prevail they did not. Their doom it was to walk the mist until time's end. A legend of the Nemo.
My family tells a story of the Dynast King and an Esper. The story goes that in his youth, the Dynast King defeated a mighty Gigas, for which the gods took heed of him. Thereafter, it was ever bound to him in thraldom.
So, all this time it's been here guarding the Dynast King's treasure?
Not so. The Esper is the Dynast King's treasure.
That's your treasure?
In this Esper we now command rests a power whose worth is beyond any measure.
Is that so? Call me old-fashioned, but I was hoping for a treasure whose worth we could measure.
It's probably one of the better scenes where Balthea actually gets outplayed quite well, honestly. Honestly, I thought that was quite well done on Esper. So now we get access to a second license board, which is super convenient, and obviously we can access new sections with thing. Oh, I actually have a lot of spells. Fuck, that's surprising. So if you activate it, you have to then automatically choose a second board. You don't get a choice. Where is the knight? So as you can see, anything you've already unlocked stays unlocked. So I can actually move to quite interesting areas of the grid. Battle or telekinesis. Oh, there. I think this one's Excalibur. Oh, that is such a... I think I tend to get this one. Yeah, for Cleanse and Kiraga, even though they're not exactly amazing. I'm pretty sure I did get Bloodsword, actually, even though I don't think it's super strong. Not relative, so I think it's the Kata, which I could have honestly gotten. I think it's only in a 3rd level of Trials. It's got like 90 attack. It's actually ridiculously strong. Oh, I know Ice Brand's useful for one battle coming up. Or no, it's not. Flame Tongue is. What am I saying? Flame Tongue is extremely useful for a battle coming up. So this is the combo I like to do for Vaughn. His actual strength is actually pretty high, and you pair it with, obviously, I think it's White Robes and Excalibur. Honestly, I think it's a really, really great pairing, but I'm not going to say it's the best, honest. Actually, just because, does he actually get access to Shades of Black? Does get access to Shades of Black. That's entertaining. So it's just random spells. So I think I will actually do that on him before anyone else. So there's a good reason for that, because I want the knight. Cool. And then you can just toggle between them. That's not it. Oops. Which allows me to get the shield and armor on him. Which will up his strength by a metric fuck ton, up his defense by a fuck ton. That's right, I want to get you as Bosch as, nope. The Bushi and compare Shikari Bushi. Not because I think it's an amazing combo, but because then I can get access to Black Robes, and with the Shikari job I can access Yaku Darkblade, and if I don't really want to equip that combo, I usually then whoops, wrong one. Equipped him with Bushi. The Kumba, which is a ridiculously strong katana. Honestly, I think that's a good combo because then the Kumba can also get access to the shields of Shikari, which means you can have the Kumba, because it's a one-handed katana, can get access to something like what's a good shield? I think it's Demon Shield, which is like ridiculously good for evasion. I think you end up with like 70 something evasion. I'm not saying it's the best thing the best thing possible, but it's definitely a path I like to take. It also means I can get access to other things. So Shikari Bushi. So now he can obviously get access to the katanas, which I think are a little bit stronger. Pretty much done. Oh, Swiftness. Swiftness is so good. Yeah, I admit there's a bit of crossover. I'm not going to deny that one, but it's a case of, yeah, I don't really have that much else to say on that. I know Pinello, because I'll just do hers as well, is going to pair with the monk, and surprisingly, it's not for the White Robes and what is it? Oops. Yeah, it's because you get access to obviously the really, really good robes, which is the White Robes. Where is it? Yeah, the White Robes. And then you can get something like, I think it's up here somewhere. Yeah, Holy. And so she could just do insane damage as the, with Holy. It also is sort of really useful because if you don't really want to equip white magic stuff, you can also equip like a staff or something to increase your magic potency. You can equip something that gives you decent evasion. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are flaws to the combo. White Mage. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with these three yet. I'm not sure if I want to make Ash the Foe Breaker, or even just go Red Battle Mage just because I can. I mean, it's not a combo I like to do. I might even... No, I don't want to go Time Battle Mage. Red Battle Mage. I'm pretty sure... I don't really want access to light armor though. That's the only sorry, mystic armor. That's the only problem. And I don't care for the maces. I still want to have her as an archer throughout the entire game. And I don't really care for the spells either. It's Dragon Mail's not worth it. And I'm not too big a fan of the Ardor combo, as I said before. Like, don't get me wrong, it works, but it's not my thing. I'd much rather make her, say... I don't even want to make her an Ulan either. Even though she'd get way more HP and access to Grand Armor as well. Zodiac Spear. Zodiac Spear can definitely be useful, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with her. Usually I'd make Balthier double as the Shikari. That way, why do I make him double with the Shikari? Why do I keep doing that? So the Shikari gets access to lighter armor, but it's not just that, it's access to this swiftness and all the extra HP, as well as the fact that, yeah, magic power's good, but it's a case of it can't do any physical damage, and so I usually end up getting, I think it's Mesa. Mesa's super easy to get a hold of. So it's a decent ninja blade, ninja sword, but and it's a case you get access to a hell of a lot more HP, and so it becomes a really tanky white mage who can do a little bit of damage, and so it's not as useless later on. But again, I'm not too sure what I want to have Ash do, and I'm not too sure what I want to have Fran do. I know I want a Foe Breaker on one of them. Time Battle Mage. I might get Fran to be a machinist, not a machinist, a Time Battle Mage, just to have access to the time spells. I mean, they're not particularly amazing, honestly. The only one that I really like is Hastegar, and probably, yeah, I think it's just Hastegar and Float and Berserk. They're the only spells that I particularly like out of all of them. And Disable. I'm not going to lie, Disable is such a good spell. And I think it gives access to way more physical potencies, but I could be wrong. So I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with these three just yet. Oh well. Now that Vaughn is pretty much unkillable for the next, I don't know, 5 hours of this game.
What's wrong?
Your Majesty, we must go.
What? Wrestler. You will be avenged.
though, that's probably one of the things that annoys me the most about this game, is that Vaan can see it too, but he explains it later that he thinks it's his brother Rex, and then it's never really expanded upon more, but it's a case of he follows Ash solely because he thinks that's his brother, and Ash follows the path that Rex sets for her, because she thinks she wants revenge. But you find out later that none of that is true, and probably at the time when we get to it, because I don't want to spoil it if you have never played the game. I don't want to ruin that for you either. Strong mist prevents teleportation. You know what? I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to stop this episode here, even though I probably want to. We're going to stop it when we get to Rabanasta instead. So before, the game said they can't fly airships in this area because it's yacht. Yet here we are.
Such a tremendous honor to again be graced with your presence, Majesty. You left us with such great dispatch upon our last encounter that I must confess I had begun to worry that we may have given your Majesty some cause for offense.
Such a heartfelt display of remorse. Now what is it you want?
I want you to give me the Nethicite.
The Nethicite?
That is a base imitation. We seek Raithwall's legacy, the ancient relics of the Dynast King. Day-affected Nethicite. Did you not tell them, Captain Azalus?
Majesty, he speaks of the Dawn Shard. That is the Nethicite. Are you mad, Vossler? If we are to save Dalmasca, we must accept the truth. I will fight this profitless battle no more.
Captain Azalus has struck a wise bargain. In return for the Dawn Shard, the Empire will permit Lady Ash to reclaim her throne, and the Kingdom of Dalmasca will be restored. Think on it. An entire kingdom for a stone. You must admit, 'tis more than a fair exchange.
And when all is said and done, your master will have another pet.
Lady Ash, let us take him for the people of Dalmasca. Your Majesty wallows in indecision on peril of their heads. And his shall be the first to fall.
Well, at least your sword is to the point.
To think the relics of the Dynast King were day-affected Nethicite, Dr. Sid will be beside himself.
What did you say?
Captain Azalus, take them to Shiva. They should have leave to return to Rabanasta soon.
So I want to explain part of the plot that wasn't really apparent to me for a long time, and that is...
I want you to assess its power.
Did our orders not specify that we return the stone for testing?
I will not chance returning with a stone that is yet unproven.
So remember old Dallin, and he said something along the lines of, hopefully this will remind him of the past. And he gives Vaan the sword, and Vaan takes the sword to give it to Bash and Azalus. And it's a sort of how would I put it? An implied way of saying that Captain Azalus has written on his oaths, and this is to try and remind him of not selling out Dalmasca to the Empire, which it seems that old Dallin knew. Now, why is he
When
may
we
not be
return to
well
Dalmasca, we
informed
can
he
announce
is.
that you are alive and well. I will then continue our negotiations with the Empire. I believe Lars has the key. He'll listen to us. We should trust him.
Who are you, Vossler, to talk of trust?
A son of Dalmasca.
I don't blame Captain Aslas either. Like, 2 years of fighting a war, no family.
Our equipment here is limited, so we'll be using the ship's drive to make our assessment. Once we've connected the stone, the reaction should be easily measured.
Methods do not interest me, only results.
Oh, only results. Never say that. Because the bad results could be the results you get.
Fran?
Such heat! The mist, it's burning!
6,800, 6,900, 7,000! This must be de-factor nethicite! The count still climbs!
Ah, we found it at last. True day-affected nethicite. The power of the Dynast King in my hands. Blood alone does not an emperor make, Vayne.
What is this? Something's wrong!
What is it?
So it doesn't really explain this all too well.
Hold her down!
What's wrong with her?
I always knew Fran didn't take well to being tied up. I just never knew how much. How about you?
I like Fran's idea. Let's get out of here.
No farther! Sky pirates, the future of Dalmasca will not be stolen.
A right-handed swordsman, eh?
Why do this, Bash? This struggle is futile. You must know where it leads.
I do know. All too well.
Let's take it off. Insane speed. She still has the aqua shot. That's awesome. Berserker's good. So what? I don't think it explains it insanely well, and that is Fran. Oh, 0 damage. No fucking way. Was that zero? Actually 0 damage. You know what? We'll steal from Vossler. See what he's got. Potion. Fucking really? Wait. Stop doing that. Attack me, you prick. Fran does so much damage. I mean, it's Berserk ups the damage. But it's a case of, the Viera are sensitive to mist. What's it? Reflect Shell Haste. Okay, so... Enrage. That's annoying. I know I only dispelled it so that he, didn't have haste. And so that he sort of starts chaining back into... use reflect and whatnot. This way it prevents him from... Oh man, that sound. It sort of prevents him from attacking so I can keep getting attacks off. Don't get me wrong, I think it's a little cheap, but it just means that I don't have to worry too hard about fighting him.
Engine power falling rapidly. Each negative. Impossible.
Engine room, this is the bridge. Report.
What are they doing down there?
Happened?
The nethicite's draining the ship's power!
Disengage it at once!
I want that
We're
number
trying
3
to go
unit
get
seal.
it.
Let me
It's
in hand.
infected. She'll reach critical in 300. Cascade failure.
Ash, let's go.
All I have done, I've ever thought of Dalmasca first.
And the Queen second. Well, Princess Ash second.
I know you do. I would ne'er gainsay your loyalty.
Look on what my haste has wrought. Did I act too quick? Or was your return too late? I can serve her no more. You must take up my charge.
so it may not be the most obvious thing, but I think I've said it before. Magicite gives off power, Anthracite absorbs power. So the way I interpret that ship scene was a case of they were trying to use Magicite to power the ships. When they put in Anthracite, they were using that to store power, right? And then once they drained too much from it, it started to have the reverse effect and then drain the ship's power to keep itself powered.
What's that?
I think it's the Dawn Shard.
Then what are we waiting for?
The dreadnought Leviathan is sunk. The 8th Fleet of the Arcadian Imperial Army lost. As word of the events in the yacht sounded throughout the Empire, quit I Bujerba, citing sudden malady. My true motive, to bring the various counter-imperial forces scattered throughout Ivalice together in unified resistance. By this time, Lady Ashe had made her return to Rabanastre. She had not, however, made known her presence. Rather, she was content with keeping both her own whereabouts and those of the Dawn Shard concealed. Had she chosen then to go before her people, my error in announcing her suicide would be known, to the great detriment of my efforts to assemble a resistance. In such circumstance as the Lady Ashe then found herself, even were she to proclaim Dalmasca restored, it would serve only to invite the Empire's wrath. Though Arcadia had lost her 8th Fleet, she remained, as ever, a military power with which to be reckoned.
Memoirs of Halim, Andor the Fourth. This is Arcadis.
The Rosarian Empire assembles a vast host under guise of martial exercises. It is our belief they wait for the proper pretext, the sooner to make their strike against Arcadia.
The loss of Leviathan and her fleet at such a time comes as a most grievous blow. Were Rosaria to invade, the battle would be hard fought. Had Lord Vayne not deployed the fleet so capriciously, we would not now find ourselves in such perilous circumstance.
Lord Vayne shall be made to answer for his actions. It is the will of the Senate. Excellency, though he be your son, justice must be served.
A convenient thing, justice. And so I must now make a choice between my throne and my son.
A most lamentable situation for us all.
Oh? For Lord Vayne, perhaps. Yet surely Lord Lauser will make for a fine emperor.
Lauser so adores his brother, and he is yet young.
But he will not remain young forever. Already he busies himself unraveling Lord Vayne's tangled skein. Lord Lauser has found his role to play and pursues it with some enthusiasm.
Ah, yes. And who would set him at such tasks?
What matter? Lord Vayne himself once saw his elder brothers brought to like justice, did he not? At your Excellency's behest,
as I recall.
You may put yourself at ease, Lord Gramis. So long as the Senate watches over her, Arcadia's well-being will ever be ensured.
By your will, I shall bid Vayne return to Arcades.
I've never understood the purpose of this cutscene. So this is where, not Rex, Rassler's home was. I don't even know how she would get here, honestly. This place is a fucking nightmare. This scene could have taken place anywhere. Why here?
So, it was the Dawn Shard that brought down the Imperial fleet.
You know your stuff.
Destructive power of such force. I've seen it once before. Lady Ash, you know of what I speak.
Nabudis.
The capital of Old Nebradia, Lord Rassler's fatherland. At the time of the invasion, a division of Imperials entered the city. There was a mighty explosion. Friend and foe died alike. Something was there. One of the Dynast King's relics. The Midlight Shard was in Nebradia.
More Nethicite. Well, no wonder they invaded.
That ridiculous war. The trap at the treaty signing. All this because Vayne wanted power. He must not be allowed to claim the Nethicite. The Empire must never hold it.
Oh, they already do. The Dusk Shard, most likely the Midlight Shard too. Besides, can't they manufacture Nethicite now?
Very well. Then the path set before us is clear. We'll use the Dawn Shard to fight them. Dalmasca does not forget kindness, nor ill deed done. With sword in hand, she aids her allies. Sword in hand, she lays to rest her foes. This Nethicite I hold must be my sword. I will avenge those who have died, and the Empire will know remorse.
You even know how to use it?
Burn. Fucking burn.
The Garif may know. The Garif people live by the old ways. Magicite lore is a part of their culture. They may hear it. The cry of the Nethicite's power. Whispers of the stone's menace.
Dangerous though it be, what we need now is power. Should we declare Dalmasca free without the means to defend our claim, the Empire would crush us. You must take me to meet with the Garif.
They live beyond Osman Plain.
Not exactly close.
Compensation, is that what you want?
Straight to the point, aren't we? I like that. Compensation. How about the ring?
This? Isn't there something else?
No one's forcing you.
That's her wedding ring. I'm pretty sure it's her wedding ring. Huh. Okay, I wonder what ring it is, because she didn't give her wedding ring up.
I'll give it back to you as soon as I find something more valuable.
What do you mean something more valuable?
Hard to say. I'll know when I find it. What is it you want, Vaughn? What are you looking for?
Me? What am I looking for? I guess... Well, you know...
So this is the point where he can't explain seeing his brother instead of Raithwall in that scene in Raithwall's tomb. And so that's why I think a lot of people confuse his...
The Gareth are said to dwell in Kirwan.
So they do. We'll need to head south, past the Giza Plains.
It is the rains now in Giza. The wadis will be swollen with the deluge. Passage may be difficult.
But those same waters may also lay open new routes to us.
Regardless, we must go south, yes?
First things first. You're eager to be on your way, I know, but we should see that we're prepared before setting out.
I made my resolve 2 years ago. I swore to overcome any hardship I may face.
Man cannot live by resolve alone, Princess.
Yeah, so as I was saying before, he cops a little bit of flack. Vaan, as a character, cops a little bit of flack for not knowing where he is going. But it's a case of, I'm pretty sure there's nothing useful I can buy. Gauntlets? Nah. Don't really need to sell anything. So it's a case of... Ooh, that chick we can talk to. What do we got? Good to see you again. I just had a little opportunity to speak with Humes. My people keep to themselves and let visitors of our village to be counted on a single hand. You should have thought things through. Should have strength alone. I wish to admit it, but I know it to be true. I wonder if I can speak to her again. Yep. So it's a case of Vaan is always portrayed to not know what he's why he's following, but it's a case of it's not explained until you get to the Gareth that what his intention. I've just explained it a little earlier. Ugh. FS the Hunt Keeper, you've rearguard already. Awesome. You defeated a demon wall. What mode? Commander Nesper. Epic tale embark. I now to write of those who did give voice to Silent Muse. More teleport stones. I don't have any hunts at the moment. Damn you, Med Blanc. Nah, it's alright. It's not that we could do any anyway. So it's a case of... I'm not sure after the Land of Gareth what his motivation is. I know he had a motivation up to that point, but still. What else do we have? I know it's a bit of a long episode of this one, but I figured I'd get all of this out of the way while I'd already been thinking about it previously. Crocodile, actually super annoying to take on, but I'm going to be doing it anyway. And we have this thing, which is not that difficult. It's a bit annoying. Oh, actually, I'll see if there's better black magic yet. Because if there's better black magic, I can probably definitely beat the Crocodile Lord. Otherwise, I think I'd be pretty hard pressed. It'll be one of those long slogs that I don't really want to do. I'm pretty sure it doubles its level. Bye. That's not good. This guy actually triggers the... nope, that's a different quest. Maybe I should actually... Oh, nah, I won't do it this episode. He triggers a different quest, that's all. Not that way. Ugh, not that way either. Where am I going? I want... this way. Weapons and armor. This is one of those times where it's a case of, if you go to the Land of Gareth and you don't have armor greater than 10, you're probably gonna struggle. Not worth it. Not worth it. That's alright. That's not too bad. I know I don't have the best armor equipped, but I don't feel as if I need it. Weapons, on the other hand, I do feel as if I need them. Good weapons, hard to come by. What have we got? Nope. Okay, so I can't get better weapons until I get to the Land of Gareth. This is the guy. Yeah, Cheryl. Show my bill for the Wyvern Lord. Take on the hunt. So this guy is essentially just afraid of fighting it. That's all it is. Nothing else. But that's alright. That's alright. I don't fault him. It's pretty hard to take out a flying enemy. But thankfully I have a mage and 2 ranged attackers. What have we got? So, look, honestly, it's been a pretty good episode. I was surprised at how easy every boss is that I've taken on in this episode. I mean, yeah, I was prepared for it, and I sort of knew their weaknesses and whatnot. But, yeah, I'd definitely say that I have... This episode's been great, honestly. I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. Look, I'm done. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.